All right, so I read an account of a particular community, a particular Christian community, where that on a certain day there were a number of soldiers that stormed into that community, and at the breaking of that particular day, took everyone from their homes and brought them to the community square and asked them to one by one deny Jesus. And and I read there were quite a number of people that denied Jesus. But then there was this particular man. I mean, before I even say that, so the tell us thing, often times people say things like, just deny Jesus, and when they leave, you go back and ask him for forgiveness of his mistakes. Definitely, he will forgive you all of that. But we are quick to forget that Jesus said that if you deny me before God, I will deny you before my Father. Now, I personally haven't been able to make full sense as to what he was trying to say in that particular passage of the Bible. I think to an extent I understand what he was trying to communicate, but at a larger scale, I don't think I've just been able to make full sense of that particular passage of the Bible. However, back to the story. So there was a particular man in that community that refused to deny Jesus. And so these soldiers took the man and planned to use him as an example, as Nigerians would say, a scapegoat for others to learn. And so they took the man and tied him to a wooden pillar or something. Yeah. They tied him to a very tightly, they tied him to a wooden pillar so that he couldn't move. Like the way he was tied, he couldn't move. And so after they did that, I think they stripped him off his shirt and then took a bundle of brush. Yeah, according to what I read, they took a bundle of brush and one by one they pierced it into his chest, or should I say they stuck it into his chest, and they had this touch. And the idea was that the pain from the brush that he would be feeling on his chest and how he was tied to the branch should be enough to make anyone deny Jesus. And then the idea was that they were doing this so that he could deny Jesus. But then if he refused to cooperate with them, then they would set the branch on fire and lit him up. And then would be that way he will expire. Think of what I mean. And so I read that despite all of that thing going on, this particular man refused to deny Jesus. This particular man refused to deny Jesus. And so because of that, they set that bundle of brush that was on his heart, they set it on fire and it burned to the point where it now consumed this man. And I recorded that despite all of this thing that was going on, the man kept praying. He kept praying under his breath. He kept praying, kept praying. Now I shared this and I plan to share a couple of I plan to share this literally almost every day to the end that I would be able to strengthen some of you out there probably going through a very trying or difficult moment. And because of that, beginning to contemplate um, dabbling into things that do not speak well of your faith. And the idea is I plan to share a lot of this to the end that I strengthen you to say that there were people in your shoes and there were people in your shoes that even they were in a more tough, tight spots than you are in, but still stood their grounds for Jesus. And I'm saying that regardless of whatever it is going on in your life, don't let go of your faith. Don't lose ground yet. Don't lose ground. Yes, what you are going through, I relate. It is very horrible. It is very upsetting, very tiring. But don't lose hope yet. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. There are people that pass through what you pass through, and there are people that even that person that are actually experiencing much more than what you are currently experiencing, but yet haven't denied. Haven't denied Jesus. Don't deny Jesus and dabble into things that do not speak well of your faith. That is the whole idea of the story I shared right to this point. Don't allow your present circumstance push you to dabble into things that do not speak well of you.